for the 2012 season. First car on the racetrack for qualifying will be the 22 of Rusty Arthur. Rusty's had some off days, and he's had some on days. He's been, last couple of races he's made the show. He has set out one, though. See if he can put in a solid time this one. Takes the green flag, dives it off into one. Oh, almost wipes out, runs a little high coming out of two. With a lap of 15.405, Rusty Arthur. Glenn Cray will be the next car. Takes a slow warm-up, not to rub the good off the tires here. She comes out of two and just about to get on it, going into three. It's a little squirrely coming to the line. Takes the green flag here for his first time lap. Real slow, 18.254. We'll see if he's got something better that's in store for this one. $15.379. That puts him ahead of Rusty Arthur. Let's see, he's got one more to go. Little squirrely coming off of 464, and dumps it off into one. Over the 379 is what we'll take. Next up's the 16 of Eric Myers. With the lap times being so close here in practice, anybody could easily sit on the pole for this one. Eric takes the green flag, runs high through 1 and 2. Looks like he overdrove it a little. Hopefully 3 and 4 looks a little bit better. These guys have been having trouble all week long trying to get the cars to rotate the center, and that seems to be Eric's problem here. First lap, 15.392. That will be quick enough for second on the grid, not enough to dethrone Glenn Cray. Comes to the checkers for his second, a 5:02, will not better his spot any. Next up, the 75, Mike Alexander, second in points. Come out in his warm-up, try to go and rub those stickers off the race car, and takes the green flag, quick through 1 and 2. Car looks pretty stable. Ooh, dives in real early, runs up the hill a hair. Hopefully this cut will be a good lap. First lap, 15.263, good enough for P1 at the moment. Car doesn't look like it wants to come up off the corner quite well, although he definitely stuck the bottom here this time. See if it goes quicker. Will not, a 3:05. Next up will be Matt Sampson in the 61. When Matt shows up to race, he's always got a good piece underneath him, so we'll see what he can do here. Takes it off through 1 and 2, little high coming out of 2. We'll see if that affects him here at the line as he rolls through 3 and 4 really nicely. Car kind of hugged the bottom pretty decent. Comes to the white flag of 15.280. That's enough for second. Will not dethrone Mike Alexander here at the moment. But as he goes for lap 2, we'll see if he improves. Way overdrove into 3, drifted up the racetrack. Don't believe this is going to be better. And it's not rushed the wall, so they will not allow that time. So he will stand at a 15.280. Next up's going to be Tag Ranger in the 60. I believe it's a team car to the 61. Bigs that nice big high arch to try and get a maximum run off of 4 to come here and take the green. Dives off through 1 and 2. Car seemed to roll real good through the center. See how she does going into 3. Comes off of 4 to the stripe. 15.429. That is good enough for actually last on the grid. Must have made a slight mistake. We'll see if he can pick it up here. He does go to a 191, top of the charts. Now, when I did say last on the grid, all cars will be starting today, so we don't have to worry about sending anybody home. And next up will be Lee Walker in the 72. Lee took the green flag, rolled it through 1 and 2. Looks like he gets a little tight through 2 as he drifted up the racetrack. See if 3 and 4. Oh, overdrives 3 and 4 just a bit, about a car width off the bottom. Comes to the stripe though, 4.15.417. I believe that is also only going to put him last on the grid at the moment. See if he can pick it up here. Oh, he just seems to be out of shape. I don't know if the setup did not load properly or just qualifying jitters, but that is not going to sit well. Next up will be Eric Altair in the number 3. Eric took the green flag, drove it through 1 and 2 a little high. It's alright, he could just be trying to work the tires in. Again, car seems to push the nose just a hair. Through 3 and 4, up to get the white flag. A 380. Good enough for 5th on the board right now. We'll see what the second lap can do for him. Ooh, looks a little out of shape. And he shut it off. Next up will be the DWC driver of Andrew Fayash, 3rd in the 56. Andrew ran a 2:59 in practice. Let's see if he can pick up on that time. Gets that big run off of 4, coming to the green flag. Dives off into turn 1. Rolled the center really nicely. This looks like a pretty good run. Little hard on that right front off of 2, but it's only good for 2 laps, so tires should hold up. Gets down on the apron. First car I saw cut to the apron. First lap at 2:57. That is good enough for P2 at the moment. And comes to the checkers, laps a little slower, 3:19, so we will take the 2:57 as he will sit 2nd on the board. Next up's going to be Kevin Malone in the number 26. Van Meter Industries, Chevy Monte Carlo. Kevin comes out of 4 to take the green flag. Dives off into 1, and the car looked pretty good. Hugged it right around that yellow line. Up off of 2, and down straightaway into 3. Overdrove it just a hair, not bad. Should still be a good lap. 15.156, that is good enough for P1 at the moment. He's going to make the second lap, see if he can't pick up any. As he's coming out of turn 4, runs a 3:30. So we will stick with the first one as he sits on P1. Next up's going to be the 23 of Justin McClintock in the 5-time Motorsports Chevy entry. Bass Pro sponsored car. Comes off of 4, takes the green flag. Looks good through 1 and 2. Let's see how he does down the backstretch and going off into 3. Car's not quite down on the bottom like Andrew Fayash was, but still not all that bad. First lap of 15.396. We'll see if his second lap can pick up any. Oh, bounced off the wall. They're definitely going to disallow that one. So I believe Justin will just pull it in, and we'll go on to the next car. Next up is going to be the 35 of Kevin Walker. Pull that big late entry into 3 to try to get most momentum coming to the green flag. Runs it through 1 and 2. Off of 4 to the checkers, a 3:51. That is good enough for 6th at the moment. We'll see if his second lap can pick him up any. Almost identical, runs a 360. The 3:51 will stand, and he'll sit P6 at the moment. Next up will be Kenneth Lang in the number 98. Most guys trying to get all the speed they can off of 4 by that big high line. Comes to the green flag, dives off into 1. Car looks a little tight. Little snug through the center. Road's drifted up a hair. Off into 3 we go. The car seems to be handling pretty nicely for him. Comes to the white flag with a lap of 15.173. That's good enough for 2nd at the moment. We'll see if his second lap will be able to pick him up any. There's not very many cars have been able to improve on their second lap, unless they make a mistake of sorts. The tires are usually the goods worn off in about a lap. Oh, almost identical. Runs a 177. But the 173 will stick, and he will be 2nd on the board. Next up's the 5 of Jeff Conover. When you think of Jeff Conover, you think of consistency. This man is always finding his way into the top 10, and most of the time the top 5 towards the end of the race. During the race, you don't hear his name all that much, but when you do, he's got a good piece. Takes the green flag and dives off into 1. Car looks good through 1 and 2. Little loose off of 2. Car is glued to that yellow line through 3 and 4 as he's up and off to the stripe on 156. He has tied Kevin Malone, but timing and scoring shows him just a hair quicker than Mr. Malone. Therefore, as of right now, Jeff Conover in the 5 will be sitting P1. Second lap's at 2:10, so the first lap will stick. We've got a tie at the top with Jeff Conover prevailing. Next will be Sean Senakasov in the number 17 car. Sean gets his car up onto the backstretch, makes that big high line through 3 and 4 we keep seeing, dives down to the apron to get a, little out of shape. That could affect his lap time. He runs into 1 and 2. Car's loose all over the place. He does a whale of a job saving it there. Sometimes these drivers get all hyped up and overdrive the car, and she just looks out of control. First lap, a 15.525. That's last right now, but we assume he'll be able to pick up on it as he's quick in practice. His car's still out of shape. To the line, a 408. That puts him in front of Lee Walker, but not much of an improvement. Hopefully he'll work on that in time for the race. Next up will be Ian Blanchard in the number 2. Ian comes off a 4, takes the green flag, dives off into 1, makes a bit of a late apex, gets down to the bottom though. Off a 2 into 3. Car seems to be glued right on that yellow line. That's where we saw it good. Oh, little squirrely coming off. That's going to hurt him. 15.509. See if his next lap he can make a correction there and won't have that same problem. He's off into turn 3. Again, right on that line, drifts up just a little. Oh, I believe he bounced it off the wall there. Lap will not count, so he will run a 15.509. Next up is Bill Tomer in the number 91. A big old orange race car that you always see coming up in the mirror. He makes that big arc off of 4, comes down for the green flag. Dives off into 1, gets that car glued right down to the bottom. Comes off of 2 very hard, into 3 he goes. Car looks very, very good, right on that yellow line. Comes up, takes the white flag at a 15.083. That is good enough to knock Jeff off the pole. It's a little out of shape on lap 2, however, it's not really necessary. He's got it in the first lap, and he shuts it down, pulls it in. Dylan Schreiner is up in the 92 next. Dylan's always got a fast race car. See what he can do here. Dives off into turn 1 and 2. Keeps it low to the bottom off of 2. Oh, did not like that corner. He's going to try it again. First lap's going to be a 16.113. He's definitely not good enough. So he's going to give it a go here. Drop that thing down to the yellow line. Drifts up just a little through the center. Comes off the corner to get the checkers. And it is a 15.197. That's good enough for 6th on the board right now. Next up will be Jeff By Jr. in the number 1. Jeff's the champion here at In the Zone. Easily one of the best on the racetrack every time he steps on it. Took the green flag, dove down to the apron for turn 1. Car stuck like glue. Off of 2. Down the backstretch and into turn 3. Car looked a little snug through the center. Car drifted up a hair. First lap is still good enough for the pole. 15.078. I guess you can't let it be a little snug if you're carrying that much speed. And he shuts it off, and it looks like we're going to get another car out on the racetrack. Next up will be the 09 Jeremy Davis. Jeremy Davis from New Hampshire is also the current In the Zone racing point leader. He's got 8 points over the 75 from Mike Alexander. But gets that run, comes the green flag, goes off into turn 1. Car sticks that yellow line really nicely. Comes out of 2. Car looks fast, as it did in practice. Glued to that yellow line through 3 and 4. To the white flag. 15.105. Good enough for P3. Ooh, looks a little washed up on his second lap. We'll see if it affects it. As he comes to get the checkers, we get a 196. So the 105 will stick, and Jeremy is sitting in the P3 position. Daniel Williamson is up next in the number 7. Goes and he gets that nice big arc to carry all that speed down this short front stretch. Dives off into turn 1. Gets a little on the apron. Looks like the car handles pretty good for him. A little squirrely off the 2. We'll see what it does. Comes up off of 4 to get the white flag. 15.023. I guess that squirreliness helped him. And he shuts it down. Looks like we're going to be getting next car. Trent Moriarty, the last car to qualify. He was quickest in practice at a 15.028. However, Williamson has beaten that time with an 0.23. Let's see if Trent has anything for Daniel Williamson. Trent dives to the bottom, takes the green flag. Off into 1 and 2. Car looks to stick the bottom pretty nicely. Down the backstretch and into turn 3. Car rises up just a hair through the center, but we've been seeing the fast guys doing it. across the line, 15.066. It's good enough for P2. Will not take the pole. We want. Looks like Daniel Williamson in the number 7 will be our pole sitter for the In the Zone Pro Racing race at South Boston. Now a short break. And welcome back here at the South Boston Speedway, America's home track. After qualifying being completed, your top 5 starters will be the number 7 of Daniel Williamson, 21 of Trenton Moriarty, The 1 of Jeff By Jr., the 91 of Bill Tomer, really good run for Bill today, and the 09 of Jeremy Davis rounding out your top 5. It's going to be an incredibly strong field here today. We got 22 of the best taking the green flag here tonight. As the field assembles here on the grid, we're just waiting for the go point here. As soon as the pace car rolls out, we'll get going. And the race director, Thomas Midier, just gave the go-ahead as the field rolls off for 1 of 2 of their warm-up laps. Alright, the field has got a 1 to go symbol. We'll be going green next time. As they roll through 1 and 2, nerves have got to be going through for everybody. One main person being Mike Alexander. Mike comes into the race tonight, second in points, just a mere 8 points behind Jeremy Davis, but starts mirrored back in the 12th position. We'll see if he can't move his way up through the field. Alright, pace car is off, green out. Let's go racing, boys. Field dives off through turn 1 and 2. Looks to be pretty clean. So we've got a heated battle for the lead already. Trenton Moriarty making the car work on the top side. Comes across the line and actually leads that lap. Just barely beats out Daniel Williamson. Almost had him cleared there, but Williamson fights back on the inside. Gives him the spot, ultimately. Settles into the second position. Let's get some racing going, he says. As we are single file up to the 6th position, we've got a battle for 7th and 8th. That is going to be Jeff Conover and Dylan Schreiner. Dylan, again, another car making the top work here. Still early, the tires are new. Looks like the top is definitely the groove to be in. Oh, and it looks like the 5 goes around. I'm going to have to look at that, but he may have been touched by the 24 of Mike Alexander. And communication come up. The spotter of the 24 has gone over to the spotter of the 5 and apologized. So it looks like there was a bit of contact there. Five gets lined back up again in the 17th spot. 7 laps in, looks like Trenton Moriarty is the leader with Daniel Williamson second, Jeff By Jr. sitting in third comfortably, the 09 of Jeremy Davis in fourth, and Bill Toma rounding out your top 5. Repairs are being made on various cars in pit road here as the field comes around. Moving on back through the field will be the 26 of Kevin Malone in 6th place, 92 Dylan Schreiner in 7th, Andrew Fayash, the DWC driver, number 56 in the 8th position. Our 2nd place in points, Mike Alexander sitting in 9th, and Kenneth Lang in the 98, rounding out your top 10. Glenn Cray was just given the wave around. The lights are out on the pace car, and it looks like we're getting ready to go this time by. Again, Trenton Moriarty is bringing him out of turn 2 and down the backstretch at what seems to be a crawling pace of 37 miles an hour. Pace car has pulled off, and there goes the green flag. Trenton Moriarty jumps out and clears the number 7, Dan Williamson, bringing with him Jeff By in the number 1. Oh, however, it doesn't look like Jeff's going to be able to clear Daniel, as Daniel kind of sits in on the 2nd spot. Got a bit of a dogfight going on here for 4th between the 91 of Bill Tomer and the 09 of Jeremy Davis. Davis stuck up in the high side, however, for the moment, making it work. Each driver giving each other plenty of room here. A lot of respect here in the zone racing. Definitely the place you want to be racing at. Looks like Jeremy is just about cleared the 91, and here comes the 92 of Dylan Schreiner trying to make the top work. Gets into Bill a little bit. Everybody checks up, sorts it out, and gets back on to racing. We're now single file all the way through 6th position with a battle between Andrew Fayash and Kevin Malone. Oh, and Malone getting a little loose, but Fayash bouncing off the wall. Got a heated battle here. Mike Alexander brings himself into the mix to try and tuck himself by. Andrew falls back to 8th. Oh, we're loose here with Kevin Malone. The person that got caught in that one would be the 24, Mike Alexander. Fell back, lost 3 spots due to checking up for Kevin. Everybody sorts themselves out. We get back into single file, and they're racing again. '56 seems to be a bit off the pace with the front 5. Single file and handily. They're overtaking the lap car of Glenn Cray. Looks like the number 21 of Trent Moriarty has checked out. He has over a 2.5 lead on Jeff By. Jeff By's got 0.6 on Jeremy Davis, and so forth. Looks like everybody just wants to get some green flag racing in right now. Real smooth. It's 26 of Kevin Malone has run down Andrew Fayash. Looks like we're going to have another battle here to see who can take the number 7 spot. Side by side through 1 and 2. I don't know if Andrew bounced off the wall and did knock the toe out on his car, but he's definitely driving like there's a bit of damage on the front end of that car. Although he still does not make it easy for Kevin to get by. They're still side by side, 2 or 3 laps in. As this battle is coming up on Glen Cray, we'll see who here is going to be able to prevail. Looks like Kevin's finally able to clear Andrew and brings the 3 of Eric Altair with him. They're 3 wide with the lap car coming off a 4. This can't look very good. And everybody gives each other room. And again, we're still 3 wide. Coming up off a 2, they clear the lap car. And it's Eric and Andrew side by side. Andrew's going to need to give the body man a raise after having to replace that right side after this race. Although he is hanging in there tough for 8th place. Their battling seems to have brought in the number 98 of Kenneth Lang and Mike Alexander recovering from his wreck as the caution waves. Freezing the field.
Sound bad out there?
We go back to see the replay here. Looks like the 72 and the 35 got together, bringing out our second caution of the evening on lap number 29. The leaders dive onto pit road, figuring about 30 laps on a set of tires. Tires must have fallen off. Go get me some fresh Goodyears. Interesting race off pit road. We're going to let them go around and we'll start it all out for you. Looks like the 09 of Jeremy Davis is beating everybody off of pit road. Followed by the number 5 of Jeff Conover, the 17 of Sean Seneca South, 61 of Matt Sampson, 60 of Tad Granger, rounding out your top 5. Lights are out on the pace car, and the leader, Jeremy Davis, looks like he's going to be taking the inside line. The 23 of Justin McClintock gets the wave around, and just hearing this from the tower, the 09 has actually decided to go with the top on this restart, giving Jeff Conover, Mr. Consistency, the bottom here on this next green flag. We're actually going to go one more time around before we go to the green. And lights are out on the pace car. We will go green this time. Okay. Pace car is off and green flag is out. The 09 makes a really healthy start, clears the 5, and begins to pull away on the field. The 5 and the 61 are now in a heated battle here for second. The 17 closing in. The 5 looks to be able to have cleared the 61. And has now left the 17 to battle with. Some real clean, hard-fought racing going on. As the 61 clears the 17, moves into the 3rd position as the leaders start to single file. The next battle on the racetrack is actually Dylan Schreiner. Get messed up in the wall, loses a ton of track position here. It's like he and Tad Granger may have had something. And Jeff By and Bill Tomer get into it. Yellow flag is out as the number 91 gets spun by the number 1. We'll have to ask him afterwards if that was intentional or not. Looked like it could have been a racing deal. We're now 37 laps in. Pit road is open, and the 17 dives down onto pit road. However, looks like the rest of the leaders have decided to stay out. And as they're shuffling the lap cars to the back for this restart, I just noticed the second place point runner, Mike Alexander. It looks like he may have gotten caught on pit road last caution and is now a lap down in the 19th position. Hopefully next caution he'll be able to get the lucky dog and rebound from that. Early race leader Trent Moriarty is mirrored back in 8th after that caution. Hopefully he's still trying to manage his way up through the field. And Trenton's usually pretty good with that. By the end of the race, he usually comes up at the end and with the fresh tires and runs everybody down. So we'll keep a lookout for the 21. Lights are out on the pace car, and again, the 09 and the 5 bring the field down into turn 3. And the pace car dives off. Leader takes off, and we're back under racing. The 09 clears the 05, it clears the 5, and single file first and second. However, the battle for third is heating up with the 61 and the 60 side by side through 3 and 4. This is some hard, clean racing. It is side by side. Oh, looks like Eric Altair just got involved in a big crash. And no caution on Speedway. Many wrecked race cars. Eric Myers. The 35 of Walker. And the yellow flag is finally out. We get a car stopped. Don't know what was going on there, but delayed caution. And pits are open as the leaders dive down on pit road. Bringing everybody. The 09, the 5, the 92, 60. The 1's also on pit road. The 21 looks like he's got rear end damage. Comes down sideways on pit road. Right now, Andrew Fayash III is scored as our leader. Looks like he stayed out and did not pit. Looks like our second in points, Mike Alexander, was also caught up in that wreck as he goes another lap down. He's now 4 laps down. That certainly takes a dash to his title hopes. Okay, so after pit stops, our current top 5 looks like this, with the 56 of Andrew Fayash running on point. Second would be the number 98 of Kenneth Lang. 61, Matt Sampson, who's been up front all night long, continues to be there in the 3rd spot. Ian Blanchard making his appearance to the top 5 in the 4th spot, and our former race leader, the 09 of Jeremy Davis, rounding out your top 5. Lights are out on the pace car. Pace car dives off pit road, and the 56 takes the green flag, brings the field back to racing. 56 gets a healthy jump as the 98 and the 61 continue to battle each other out for the 2nd spot, which that sorts itself out pretty quickly. The top 3 are single file. Battle for 4th and 5th is about to sort itself out here, with the 09 of Jeremy Davis moving into 4th solidly, and the number 92 of Ian Blanchard clearing the 2 of 92 of Dylan Schreiner, my mistake, clearing Ian Blanchard for 5th. Oh, and the 61 of Matt Sampson gets a little high coming off of 4, opens up the bottom door for Jeremy Davis, moving up to 3rd. They're side by side now going into 3. Looks like Jeremy on new tires is able to clear Matt Sampson. As the top 3 are still single file, Sampson looks like he's being shuffled back in the order as Dylan Schreiner makes a move underneath him. Battle at the front seems to be heating up. Tires versus no tires. The top 2 separated by simply 0.2 of a second, and the 09 of Jeremy Davis moving into half a second behind the leader, and only 0.3 off of the number 98. That was the 7 of Daniel Williamson on the infield there. Jeremy Davis opting to try the outside here for a second. He's got that momentum going. See if he can't carry it up off the straightaway. Comes across the line. He did take spot. See if he can't keep it. He does clear the number 98 on the outside, and he now begins his pursuit of Andrew Fayash in order to regain the top spot. Majority of the field is single file. Top 8 being Andrew Fayash III, Jeremy Davis, Kenneth Lang, Matt Sampson, Dylan Schreiner, Ian Blanchard, Jeff Conover, and Tad Granger. 9th being Rusty Arthur. He's about 3.8 seconds off the leader. And Jeff By following him in pursuit, rounding out your top 10. The battle is certainly beginning to heat up here for the race lead. And Fayez tries to shut the door, but no, the 09 of Jeremy Davis makes a move underneath. See if Andrew can possibly pinch him coming off of 4. No, he gives him plenty of room as they race side by side, coming to the line. Andrew keeps the lead that lap. However, it looks like the 09 on new tires just gets through the center of the corner so much better than old tires does. Pulls out in front of the 56. Will he be able to clear him? No, not this time. However, he does beat him to the line. Jeremy Davis, your new leader. See how long Andrew Fayez can go and keep this up. He will not. He will forfeit the lead to Jeremy Davis. Now he's got his hands full with the 61 of Matt Sampson. Matt Sampson checks up. 56 gets back in the line, and they're back to single file. Farther on back, it looks like Dylan Schreiner's car may be experiencing a little bit of tire fall off, as Ian Blanchard and Jeff Conover are beginning to apply pressure. The leaders now experiencing lap traffic with the 11 of Glenn Cray and the 23 of Justin McClintock. We're now 3 wide for second. Oh, with the 98 prevailing, that drops the 56 down to third. Lap cars are providing a bit of treachery for the leaders here as they're trying to snake their way through while continuing the battle as the 61 moves to the outside of the 56. However, the 56 clears them off the 2. They dive into 3 and 4, one behind the other. The 09 of Jeremy Davis has begun to check out on the field. He's got over a second lead on Kenneth Lang and over 2 seconds on the third place car of Andrew Fayez III. The battle for third is heating up, and it's just about over. No, the 56 crosses over on the 61. The 61 thought he had him cleared. However, they're back side by side off of 2, and the 61 finally does clear him, going off into 3. So 61 of Matt Sampson is now the third place car, and caution is in the air. Big checkup with a crash in turn 1. Pits are open and the leaders dive onto pit road. We're now on lap 75 of this 125 lap feature event. We'll go through the leaderboard after pit stops. And after pit stops, the way it's sorting itself out now, it looks like Tag Ranger in the 60 will be the number 1 position for this restart. Matt Sampson in the 61 will be sitting in second. Jeremy Davis in third. Glenn Cray was once a lap down, fought himself back, is now sitting on the lead lap. Actually, Glenn Cray in the 11 dives down pit road. So I'll reshuffle the order. Lights are out on the pace car, and we will line up. Top 5 being 60 of Tad Granger, 61 of Matt Sampson, 09 of Jeremy Davis, the 17 of Sean Senekasov, and the top 5 finishing spot was 98 Kenneth Lang. Pace car is off, and we are going green right here. Flag is out. Looks like the 60 will clear the 61 going into 1, and Jeremy Davis takes full advantage, tries to go. It looks like we may even have a 3-wide battle here for the lead. Oh, and Jeremy Davis thinks better of it, tucks back in the line. Oh, looks like we do have a crash. The number 98 gets a little loose. 92 and the 98 get into each other, brings out the next caution. Pits are open, and the 60 decides better of trying to use those old rubbers. Brings on down pit road for some fresh tires. We're now on lap 82 here. Hopefully in this next restart we can get in some green flag racing. But you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, and we're just going through a little bit of that right now. 23 of Justin McClintock gets the wave around and should be back on the lead lap after this. A couple of drivers having some real rough nights tonight. We've already noted that Mike Alexander in the number 24, he's out for the night. Got into one of the altercations on the racetrack. Trenton Moriarty's been fighting to stay competitive. He's been on pit road almost every time the caution comes out, trying to get that car repaired. Hopefully he can make himself a strong showing. Currently sits in the 9th position. Jeff By Jr. also had a very fast race car in practice and in qualifying. Looks like he got caught in a little bit of on-track scuffles and is fighting to stay in the top 10. The lights are out on the pace car here as the 61 chooses the top side for this restart, thus putting the 09 down at the bottom. We'll see how this works out going off into 1. And green flag is out. He clears the 09, but does he get down to the bottom and shut the door? Looks like he does not. The 09 sticks a nose in there. Going into 3, and he checks, makes better of it, checks up, gives the 61 plenty of room. As they come off of 4 side by side, 61 in the lead. Well, that's what older tires will do for you. The 09 successfully clears the 61, thus giving Jeremy Davis back the lead position. We'll see if it takes him very long to check out, or if Andrew Fayash will be able to mount a charge. And yellow's out again for a spin up in turn 3. Looks like the 17 and the 92 made a little bit of contact with the 17 spinning around. Brings us under our caution here on lap 89. We've got 35 laps to go now. Bill Tomer gets the lucky dog, wave around, and we'll rejoin the back of the field. Your current top 5 is the 09 of Jeremy Davis with the 61 Matt Sampson in second, 56 Andrew Fayas III sitting in third, the number 2 Ian Blanchard in fourth. Trent Moriarty seems to have rebounded himself quite nicely. He's sitting in the 5th position. See if he has anything for the leaders. The number 92 of Dylan Schreiner sitting in 6th. Consistent Jeff Conover is sitting in 7th in the number 5 car, with Tad Granger, Jeff By, and Justin McClintock rounding out your top 10. I will make a note that Sean Senikoff is the only other car on the lead lap right now. So we have 11 cars on the lead lap. Bill Tomer being the first car 1 lap down. Glenn Cray and Rusty Arthur in 13th and 14th. Kenneth Lang in 15th. Kevin Malone, Kevin Walker, and Lee Walker 16, 17, and 18th. Fast pole contender. Daniel Williamson was in 19th. Eric Myers, Mike Alexander, and Eric Altair round out your full field. As the track crews continue to clean up the racetrack and we give their pit crews time to work on the cars on pit road, we'll be sitting under caution. Light are out on the pace car. They will double up. Jeremy Davis taking the bottom. We going green this time. This should be interesting to see. The top's been the prevailing restart line. Pace car dives off. And Jeremy Davis takes the green flag, clears the 61 going into 1. That brings up Andrew Fayas diving underneath Matt Sampson to try and go for the second spot. Field begins to sort itself out. Trenton Moriarty moves himself up to 4th. Ian Blanchard in 5th. Jeff Conover trying to make a pass on Dylan Schreiner here to get into the 6th position. And again, that 09 Dynasty Motorsports Charger beginning to check itself out. He's already got a half second on now the second place runner of Andrew Fayas. And Trenton Moriarty dives underneath Matt Sampson to go for the 3rd spot. Race is definitely heating up, and the big names are starting to rise into the top. Oh, and Trenton in the 61 get into it. Caution down the backstretch. Big wreck. A lot of cars spinning. Looks like the 21, the 60, 17, 92's involved. Trenton drives his car straight to pit road. As the pace car collects the field. Pit road's open. 56 dives down to pit road. This is something he's been pretty good at doing. Making those late pit stops and come charging up through the field with about 25 to 30 laps to go. I would expect this to be his last stop of the race. With the field being sorted out via pit stops, we now see the 09 of Jeremy Davis continuing to be the lead car. A new face in the 2nd place with the 2 of Ian Blanchard, and Jeff Conover moving his way up to 3rd. The 17 and the 92 will round out your top 5, with Tad Granger knocking on the door to get into the top 5. Andrew Fayas comes out of the pits in 7th, with the 91 of Bill Tomer, the 1 of Jeff By, and the 23 of Justin McClintock following. Okay, lights are out on pace car here through NASCAR 1 and 2 at Sobo Speedway. We've got Jeremy Davis taking the outside on this restart with Ian Blanchard coming up to the inside, hoping to contend it for the top spot. And the pace car is about to dive off pit road. It dives onto pit road. And we're back underway. Green flag racing. Jeremy makes easy work of the number 2, clears him, and begins his pursuit of the checkered flag. Looks like the top line is what prevailed on this one. The number 17 of Sean Senakasov and Andrew Fayash both moving up and contending with Ian Blanchard for the second place. That he is, Doug. That's what fresh tires do. There's a guy up in New England, Teddy Christopher, does something very similar. He goes and he makes a late pit stop as late as he can, then comes flying up through the field like gangbusters, hoping to get that top spot. He's been pretty successful at it. We'll see if Andrew can do the same. Oh, stick his nose where it doesn't belong, has to back out of it, and loses a couple spots in the process. Ooh, big checkup. Andrew almost gets in, and we do have a wreck on the front stretch. The one of Jeff By rode the wall. Caution is out on the speedway yet again. Looks like we're going to get ourselves one of those Saturday night short track shootouts. Going to have just about 12 laps to go when the caution goes away, with Jeremy Davis as the leader, Sean in the 17 sitting second, Ian Blanchard in third, Jeff Conover fourth, and Todd Granger rounding out your top 5. Apparently Jeff By is going to drive it till it blows up, as he just rode the wall, yet he's not bringing it down pit road, sits in the 6th position. Sitting in 7th will be Bill Tomer. 8th is Justin McClintock in the 23. Dylan Schreiner in 9th. Matt Sampson gets the wave around. Lights are out on the pace car, signifies 1 to go. When we take the green, there will be 13 laps to go in this 125-lap feature, with Jeremy Davis deciding to take the bottom here. 17 of Sean Senakasov running in second, 2 of Ian Blanchard in third, 5 of Conover in fourth, and Granger in the 60, running 5th. Pace car dives off of pit road, and the green flag is out. Jeremy Davis gets a nice lunge off on the starting grade there, is able to clear the 17, and Ian's trying to sneak in through, and puts up a challenge to the 17 for second place. Battles second on back, very much so heating up. 17 gets a little high through 3 and 4. The 2 takes the spot on the racetrack, see if he can't clear him. They can't, still side by side, going off into 3 and 4 this lap. Looks like he will clear him. Yes, he will. Shuts the door. Ian Blanchard is second. Jeff Conover's trying to sneak his way through to get third. We are now with 10 to go. Jeremy Davis has since checked out. He's got over a 1.3 second lead on the 2 of Ian Blanchard. Jeff Conover has cleared the 17, is now moved into third, see if he can't do anything with the 2. As Jeff By now moves under the 17 to try and take over the 4th spot. And as the 1 is a little bit sideways, does look like he clears the 17, going off into 1. And is bringing the 60 of Tad Granger with him. So your current running order with 6 to go is 09, 2, 5, 1, 17, 60, 91, 23, and 92 are your lead lap cars. Jeremy Davis is checked out. He's got over a 1.6 second lead on Ian Blanchard. Blanchard seems to have a comfortable control on Conover, not really mounting a charge, but the battle is definitely heating up with By and Granger, as they are nose to tail. And By slams the door going into 3. 3 laps to go. Can he hold them off? Bill Tomer just pulled into the 6th spot, passing the 17. Looks like he's taking Matt Sampson lap car with him. Coming down to 2 to go. This time By, gentlemen. 2 laps left. If Granger's going to do anything, he slams on the back bumper of the 1. However, looks like the 1 was able to get a bit of a drive off the corner, gaps himself. White flags in the air, last lap. 60 goes to make charge, dives to the apron. Will he be able to clear him? No, he won't. Jeff By is still sitting in the 4th spot. They will finish nose to tail, 4th and 5th. So your winner, Jeremy Davis, comes across with a 1.792 second lead over Ian Blanchard. Blanchard beats Jeff Conover to the line, followed by Jeff By, Tad Granger. Justin McClintock makes a big move up to the 6th spot. 17 of Sharon Senekosov in 7th. 91 of Bill Tomer. Looks like he got spun a little bit at the end. 92 of Dylan Schreiner, rounding out your lead lap cars in 9th, and Matt Sampson being 10th. Jeremy Davis doing some celebratory donuts there on the front stretch. Hopefully gets himself in a victory lane. We'll see if we can't get an interview. Unfortunately, it looked like we're not going to be able to get the interview from the race winner, as Jeremy Davis has already made his way to the camper section to go and debrief with his crew chief. This is John Andrade signing off from In the Zone Pro Series at South Boston Speedway. Have a good night.